Hey Spartans, got another video for you. Spartan Expectations, so not the Spartan way. You'll see some videos about that later, but Spartan Expectations basically are school rules around campus. So the big ones we're going to touch on today are tardies, truancy, cell phones, and a dress code policy. I know, all your favorite topics, right? But they're important for us all to be on the same page. And speaking of the same page, all this information can be found on the school website. There's a student handbook section. There are explanations for all the rules that we have and all the expectations that we have. If you ever have a question or if you ever think we're making it up, it's all right there. First topic, tardies. So my big advice to you at the end of this is going to be two things: come to school and be on time, right? So in terms of tardies 1 through 4, you're going to be notified by the school about those tardies. And when I say you, it's going to be parent and student. When you hit your 5th tardy, you will be assigned to school detention. So failure to attend that detention could lead to a double detention, and so on and so forth. Just know that every 5th, 15th, 25th tardy, you will receive a detention. That's because every 10th, 20th, and 30th tardy, you are going to receive a Saturday school. And just know that if you don't go, the consequences that you will have for that could be, if you have a work permit, you may not have a work permit. If you are a student athlete, you may not be participating in a sport that week. So make sure you attend Saturday school if you get yourself in that spot. For truancies, for people who don't know what truancies, what they are, it's basically cutting school. So your first truancy, you are going to be notified, and then you're going to be assigned a detention. The second time, you will receive another detention as well. And when you accumulate 3 truancies, 3 cuts, that's when you're going to receive a Saturday school. You're also going to have probably a parent meeting at the school to discuss how we can improve your truancy. But like I said, take care of these things quite simply by just coming to school on time, being on time, getting to your classes. Let's be honest, this is not a very big campus. Very big campus, you can get to all your classes in the time, in the passing period that you have allotted. Not a problem at all. Next topic, cell phones. With us being a one-to-one Chromebook school, you really don't have a reason for having your device out, right? First offense, the student must surrender the device to the office, and the student may claim it at the office at the end of the day. Second time that happens, your parent is going to pick it up. And third time, we're going to have a parent conference about this continued issue, because cell phones are pretty straight and simple. Shouldn't be using them in class. Should be focused on the learning that's going on, right? Next, we have the dress code. Dress code is pretty straightforward and pretty standard, and it really hasn't changed much and really isn't that different from other schools. So the big ones I'm going to highlight today, but just so you know, the dress code, all the little parts of it are also on the school website. But the big ones: clothing symbols, markings, or accessories that suggest obscene gestures, pictures, wording, drug, alcohol, sexual, or anything like that are not permitted. Cookies brand, we all know, I've talked to you guys before about it. It's not a surprise. In fact, teachers right now, if you want to pause the video and look around the classroom and you see a Cookies t-shirt, just send it to the office right now. Right, let's get started on the right foot. So let's make sure that we do that. Backwoods, come on, we all know it's a cigar company. It's pretty obvious. Even the folks who have their favorite soccer jersey, make sure that you pay attention and look that there's a beer company being advertised, like the Cate or other things like that. Other parts of the dress code: shirts that fail to cover your midriff, backless or spaghetti straps, any type of swimwear, sheer or see-through clothing, or ripped or torn clothing. You may say having a dress code is lame. I don't agree with you, but you know who else has a dress code? But other companies that you might work for later in your life. Target says no logos. Ulta, you can't even have ripped jeans when you work at Ulta. Starbucks, their dress code policy is 30 pages, right? So sort of keep that in mind. It's what we like to call here a professional practice, right? It's one of the things that we try to build that are important. That's why Mr. Murphy emphasizes, wearing appropriate footwear and being safe, right? It's why When you see staff members, they're professionally dressed and they're following the dress code. It's a professional practice that you're going to have to continue to follow in your whole life, right? And remember, consequences for the dress code violations: parent communication of dress code violation. The student will be sent to the office and required to change into appropriate clothing. We have plenty of double XL shirts for you folks to wear for the rest of the day. The student can also bring a change of clothes, or their parent can, and the student will change, and the clothing will be confiscated in parent pickup if it's a continued issue, right? So, the last thing I want to emphasize about the dress code is all adults, are responsible for the dress code on our campus. So, even if it isn't a teacher that you have or even know, they're adult on campus and they tell you, hey, you're not allowed to wear that shirt that has a Corona symbol on it, or hey, you're not allowed to wear those jeans because they're ripped a little, to a certain height. Just understand that you should listen to them, because if you don't, then you're exacerbating the situation and making it worse and escalating. And then the issue isn't about your dress code. The issue is now about you, how you spoke to an adult staff member. That is especially important and true of Ruth, our campus supervisor. Ruth is responsible for making sure that all the school rules are being upheld, and so she is going to stop and talk to you if there are continued issues on campus, especially with your dress code and those other factors as well. So just sort of keep that in mind. Now, I know this isn't your favorite topics, but just understand the importance that they play in keeping a clean school culture going on, and everybody knowing the rules. So thank you, Spartans, for listening to this video. And like I said, if you ever have questions about this, go ahead and come and see me. But you guys know, it's not a surprise when you're told about inappropriate dress during the dress code, or your teacher telling you to put your cell phone away for the 5th time in a period, or when you get your 10th tardy, right? None of that is surprising. You guys all know. And so hopefully you having this information will allow you to make better decisions and better choices. Thank you, Spartans. Bye.